Hello, everyone. This is Ravi with the Leader Inside You. As usual, we have a special guest today, and this is going to be fun, inspiring panel discussion. Today, we have Priyanka. Hi, Priyanka. And then Satya. Hi, Satya.
Hi, Ravi.
Hi, Anshu.
Hi,
So we
Ravi.
have good. So welcome for today's presentation. This today's topic is how a strong women leader are taking charge of their career, how they are transforming their mindset, and then doing amazing things at their workplace and stepping up for the challenges and fast tracking their career. So I can inspire you. I can talk a lot about things, but the stories of Satya, Priyanka, and Anshu are going to be 10 times more inspirational for you. So if you are someone who think I have a lot more potential in my life or inside me, and there are so many circumstances or so many things were there which are stopping to reach my higher potential, if you are the one who has that deep inside you, who thinks that you can achieve a lot more, then definitely this is the webinar for you, because all of them is going to share their amazing stories and going to tell you some inspiring thoughts that will definitely make a shift in your thought process and then help you to take action on it. So let's begin. So simple question to begin with: how accessing the leader inside you creates this transformation, and how it brings up the confidence, and how it brings up the bigger motivation for you. So let's start with that concept. That how did it work for you, and what do you have to say?
Sure, Ravi. I can start. Just to say, to start with, we all have leader inside us, and we have utilized these skills at some part of our life, and that's why where we are today. However, these skills fade away as life happens to us, right? This program has really helped me identify those qualities within me, and it helped me to bring those back to life, and it created that confidence within me. I'm sure everybody agrees with that. And the best thing about this is the personalized coaching that you and Allison have provided, which is unique for each personality. It helped me to identify my strengths, and it tailored the coaching, so it is very helpful for me to apply in my day-to-day basis, and that gave me more confidence. Initially, I was a little skeptical, how this transformation could happen in 8 weeks. But I should tell you that it has brought a tremendous transformation within me, and I became more confident, more bold in everything I do, basically.
Right. And this talking with someone with that open mindset and being coachable makes a big difference. And you have been like so open, anything that coming into your mind, you have been talking and that exploring yourself inside. And that brought a lot of confidence and strength. Which are already there with you.
No, not really, but this has helped me. This coaching has really helped me. And especially the morning mindfulness meditation, it's
Uh-huh.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it has
nice.
taught me a lot of things.
Mhm. It's very inspiring to see you there every day for everyone. Yeah.
I'm going
So.
to add a little bit to what Satya is saying here, that some of the tools and techniques that we've seen with the program, like the I am awesome exercise that Ravi, you and Allison always drove me to do, like
Mhm,
every day start with the I am awesome. And
mhm,
those like little things every day talking about what my achievements were, they made me recognize my inner strengths. Like every time I spoke about a little achievement, it helped me realize those little things that were leading me to believe in myself. So every little win meant one little feather in my cap. So that's how it progressed for me. And I realized that I do have these inner strengths. And just like Satya mentioned here, we tend to forget them as we grow up, we get busy and things like that. But it's so, I guess, useful to sometimes just recognize those things from time to time. And it's like working on my inner leader was one of the best things I ever did for myself, I would say. I looked at the potential I had. It helped me overcome the stress, some of the adverse situations, just understanding that I had the inner strength to do things and achieve things. So,
That's true. Yeah,
mhm.
that's the part of accessing leader, right? Just that awesomeness, just noticing and seeing that I'm awesome in this, I'm awesome in that. Because rest of the world is always there to show the faults in you, right? Your boss is trying to show the faults, and colleagues are going to say show the faults. So somebody has to show the bright side of it. So, and then you're consistently doing it, it made a big difference.
It did in
Which
a
is
big way.
right. Nice, nice.
Yeah, Ravi, and I totally agree with Priyanka and Satya. So each one of us has our own strengths and weaknesses. And we all know that, like our human mind, it's like a garden. Whatever we
Mhm.
sow, we will reap that. But what we have done so far is we have programmed ourselves for negativity.
Mhm.
And we focus instead of strength only on our weaknesses. So when we do this inner leader exercise, we reach first of all our safe and positive place, and we now start focusing on our strength. And that what is the first impact of that is you start looking back you in your history, and you see that you have the strength and the hard work and qualities that you have used to reach here, and you are really worth it. And first thing is we should appreciate for that. We should appreciate ourselves that we have done this, we are here because of our strength and our hard work. And accessing our inner leader is slowly building that confidence in ourselves. Or not only this inner leader exercise, there are other tools in the program as well, like mindful meditation. You are consciously focusing on thinking positive there, and that has the true power of changing your bad day into a good one. It gives you a new perspective, and I have felt that while doing the meditation every day.
Yeah.
Now I have seen in myself that I have started taking new challenges and taking part in different programs like mentorship, and not as a mentee but as a mentor,
Winter. Yeah.
speaking up in conferences and talking about your team projects and bringing visibility to your team. So
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And about you, like, it's very fascinating to see your transformation. Not only that you are doing what you are doing, but you have been invited on a panel to take interviews of managers. Not only you saw that leader, but every once you started seeing it, other people started seeing it, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
that's
really
true.
wonderful.
And just to add another thing about morning mindfulness meditation,
Hmm.
it has not only helped me to identify that we are awesome, the
Hmm.
exercise even teaches us how to find awesomeness in other people around us, your family, your kids, and celebrating little things that come in our way, and celebrating the success of our family, our colleagues, our peers. This will help you to bring more success in life. So
Right.
those are some things that I really like. And the having the determination, having that focus of the day, it sets the tone for the day. Even if we
Mhm.
are diverted or distracted due to certain things, or things happen, but you know how to come back, how to get focused back into your day. So I
Right.
love this mindfulness meditation
Right.
program.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Initially, when I started doing it too, it was the same thing that I mean, how does just like taking breathing in and breathing out help? And I started doing it, and I realized that it helps us reset a lot. Like with
Hmm.
maybe we are not calm at some point of time, we are, and just I would say like cognizantly doing that, just remembering to do that, just taking in a breath and taking it out helps us refocus and reset our heads in a big way. Like whether it's in the evening or early in the morning, anytime during the day, that's very helpful. So,
And want to point Satya, like you mentioned in our group call also, that the little things. It's not the big thing that brings up success to us. Those are little things on daily basis that we do, something that we do on repeated basis. And kudos to all of you for showing up for just. And then there is a myth here that this meditation or mindfulness has to be 1 hour or 2 hours and all those things. It doesn't have to be. Like every day 5 minutes with the focus and purpose makes a big difference. And that is it's you guys are the proof of it, that it is making a difference for
And
us.
it becomes our second nature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as we practice it.
Right. And it's fun to see, right? So we meet every day morning as a group just for 5 minutes, and so many people are there. So there is a collective energy that flows for each other. So
Absolutely, yeah.
that's wonderful.
And
And that, yeah. So, and
and
sure,
as
yeah.
Priyanka said, whether it be morning or evening. So I am in India and I
Mhm.
used to join the call for in the evening time. So it used to relieve the stress of the day because I
Mhm.
used to be positive and change the focus.
Right, yeah. And that's another, I would like to honor Anshu for you. You being in India and you're waking up in the morning for these group calls, odd hours, and all those things. So you are so committed, and that commitment showed up in the result that you are doing. So, so nice. And
Thank
then
you, Ravi.
speak, yeah. So the speaking of this mindfulness, it definitely being this in present moment has a big impact on executive presence. You know how you are present, fully present in the meeting, and it totally transforms how we show up in the meeting, how we talk, and what how people start perceiving in a meeting, and our executive presence increases because of that. So how it has been for you, and how we should develop our executive presence and get visibility.
Um, I guess I would continue with the thought of the mindfulness exercise. So for me personally, what I had seen is I had started focusing back a lot on a lot of things, and I made huge strides with my attention span. Initially, there was, before I joined the program, I realized that I was losing my attention span. There were too many things to do and too many devices or things to look into. So it made me go look at my attention span. I started reorganizing, prioritizing things. Those are really big steps which help us be a part of the executive presence, because we go in with a mindset of what we need to talk about, how do we want to lead a conversation. And it also gives us that ability, like along with the minute to arrive, that was another very good tool that helped me go in, like just calm down, think about what you're really going to talk about. You know your what you're going to do or what you're going to talk about. You just don't know what questions may come, and it's okay. You cannot know everything in an executive presence. So I used to have meetings where there used to be, for example, the CEO or the president, and there are some executive leadership. And initially, I know that it was very scary for me to even just have put in an opinion over
Yeah.
there. But just that thinking, like that minute to arrive, helped me so much to just reorganize my thoughts. Like I know what I'm going to talk about, is just that I need to be mentally prepared to present this. That it was huge. Like just being able to reorganize, and
Mm-hmm.
the with the minute to arrive, just being able to calm down and catch my breath over there.
Yeah. True. When you're fully present, you're confident. You know, I know what's going on. If your mind is wondering, oh, what did he say? Did he say that? Did he say that? And
Yeah.
then you won't speak up because you're not fully, you don't know. If you're paying attention, probably you might be remember school day, right? If you're
And
not paying attention, will
yeah,
my
it
teacher ask
also
me
helped me
question?
with things like where I didn't know. In
Mm-hmm.
case if I didn't know and didn't have answer to a question, initially I would be like terrified. Oh my God, what happens if I don't know
Mm-hmm.
the answer to this? But it helped me even get to that point that I could just say very clearly that I can get back on this, and
Yeah.
I don't have the answer to this right now, but I can
Mm-hmm.
talk to people and get that
Right.
information. So that confidence was also there, even if I didn't know what to talk about. So
Yeah.
that was huge.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's huge, right? You know, confidence. It's easy to have confidence when you know the things,
yes.
but having confidence when you don't know the thing, that's amazing. Now we can do anything because you can go anywhere, anytime, and you're always confident.
So true.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can add to this saying, like, initially I was thinking if I put my head down and work continuously, the leadership team will recognize my hard work that I'm showing, right? Like the results I'm achieving. But that's not true, actually. Unless you promote yourself, you make yourself visible in front of the decision makers who will have impact on your career, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow in your career. That's what I've understood. That mindset shift that I have to make. After coming to this program, after joining these group calls, I've understood like why it's very important to speak up, why it's important to speak your what's in your mind. Those some of the limiting beliefs I used to have is if I speak in the meeting, what people will think, if it's a silly question, or maybe my grammar is not good. So many limiting beliefs I used to have. But then the platform you have provided, this group calls, has really helped me to see, because it's not a judging environment. It's
Right.
very open. We are learning from each other. And also I realized that we are all human, that
Mhm.
empathy, and then say we are all human, we are learning from each other. And when I see a lot of successful people having the same trouble, same problem, I'm like, wow, I'm not alone here. So when I get that confidence, I started to speak up in the meetings.
Mhm.
Started to share my ideas. That's one way I created visibility, is learning how to speak up in the meetings.
Mhm.
Like you said, like Priyanka said, being fully 100% present in the meeting, asking the right questions. If you are present 100% present and have that listening skills, and I think in the one of the audio presentation that you have about level 1 listening, level 2, and level 3, once we
Mhm.
master that, you know how to concentrate on
Great.
listening. And that not only just words, understanding the body language within the group. So that made a lot of difference too. And the
Yeah.
other one is self promotion. You think that your manager knows what you're doing, but they have
Mhm.
a lot of things that they don't even know what you're doing. And having that clear communication with him, what is happening, what's the workload you have, or what are the challenges you're facing, having that clear communication with your manager and building that rapport with him will help you make that process easier. And also you know creating and taking part in like visible projects. How do I do that? Like, sometimes I always think, oh my god, I have so much
Yeah.
work. How will I even get time to do other things, right? And have
Mhm.
things like women, we wear multiple hats, right, at home, at other things. So I always used to think, if I take this project, I don't have enough time, but that's a very good project. So I started to learn. Allison helped me to learn how to delegate things. It's not bad to ask for help. That's the mindset I had. I was like, it's bad to ask for help. Or even at home, I don't like to ask for help. I think I can do everything. But then if I delegate things in a right way, I can create more time, so I can spend time in like a more visible projects.
Right.
And there's a right way to ask, in
Mhm.
making them include into your project and giving the due credit. They'll be happy to help as well. So these
Mhm.
are some of the things that I've learned, and Allison have taught me so many things. And the group calls have really helped me to
Mhm.
speak up. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this group call, right? So where we created this safe environment. It's a psychological safety. It's like a sandbox. Even if you fall down, it's not gonna hurt. And then you learn, and then okay, you can do the exact same thing in office. I think I remember saying you, oh, I do this here, I do the same thing in the morning. So
Exactly.
it's just so used to. And you were phenomenal. Like you attended every group call from the beginning till the end. Sometimes it went for like 4 hours. And you're always actively participating and giving presentations, and that showed up. Like you did the work actually. It's like you
Yeah, I've learned a lot
did
from
that.
everybody,
So,
each one of you. Yeah,
mhm.
definitely. I thank for the group calls, and it's very important for me to attend those.
Yeah. And we learn from other people's stories. Right?
Exactly.
So means a lot of people learn from your story, a lot of people learn from Priyanka and Anshu and other people. Oh, this person did this thing. Maybe I can do that too. Or
Exactly.
maybe I should be doing it too. It's not a big deal. So
True.
it's
And
just
what Satya just mentioned about, like speaking up during a call or a group call in a meeting, especially, that was one of the hardest things for me to do when I came into the program. The group calls that I attended, Allison's coaching, like she helped me a lot with, strategizing, like when should we interject in a conversation? There were things I knew, and I'm like, when do I talk about it? When do I interject in the conversation? It was very hard for me to judge, like, should I jump in now or just wait until everybody finishes their speeches? So it was really good to work with her, like literally do simulations with her, like, here's where I can come in and make that impact. So that those were really good conversations and very helpful for me.
So
Uh,
you had,
yeah,
you had to practice basically
just
right, all
practice.
those things.
Yeah,
You can read books or attend this webinar and seminar, but unless you do it for yourself, it's not going to change.
it's creating
So
visibility. That's
right, I mean, you cannot learn swimming by doing this. You had to actually get into water, and you guys did that all the
And
time.
you will not learn that in one day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true.
exactly.
So you
It
have to
doesn't,
be.
yeah, but it doesn't take years and years too, as the MBAs take.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be years of those things. What I noticed is like I did MBA, so you sit and they force you to have the class or participation, but in 3 hours you get to talk for maybe like 30 seconds, and that's not enough. So you have to talk a lot. So and Anshu, you have been always first one to ask questions in the group calls.
Yeah, definitely. So that has helped me a lot. Uh,
Hmm.
the group calls, asking question, as you're talking about that thing. Let me talk
Hmm.
about that first.
Hmm.
So I am genuinely there asking questions. So that has created my genuine curiosity. And when I'm in meeting with my team or other executives, I'm genuinely curious. So that automatically brings the question up, and I cannot resist that. So when I
Hmm.
start asking question, I am building my visibility automatically.
Yeah.
So here, what I am doing is I am accessing my inner leader only, my strength and my true self, that is
Hmm.
helping me to be genuinely present and build up the visibility slowly.
Right. Yeah. And person who asks the questions is in control
Yes.
of the conversation. So you are taking control already, which is nice. And that's what happened, right? In our group call, you were always asking questions. So the conversation was about your things, right?
Mm.
So that's simple. People who shied away from asking question, their question didn't get answered, or if you watch the group call recording, you will be there all the time, not other people.
Yeah, that's
Like,
So,
true.
you mentioned that like you're in control of that conversation. So I remember this one little incident in a meeting where I asked a question, people started talking about it. The answers were there, they were the top level leaders, but I realized that they were going tangent. The topic was going to a different direction, and I took the risk, in fact, after I started my coaching with Allison, that I took the risk of actually telling the leadership that I understand everything that you've said, but at the risk of sounding a person who's nagging about this, I'm still going to bring you back to what question I asked, something like that.
okay.
So it was good to see
Yeah.
them laugh at it, and then actually I got my answer. So sometimes
Right.
it just helps just to
Hmm.
be a
Right.
little bit confident and just laugh and have
Hmm.
a question out there. It's really
Right.
it creates a rapport.
Yeah, and it's in their interest.
Yeah.
It was in their service that they lost the thing, and you saved their time. They could go home earlier and spend time with the family because of you. They could have just kept talking about something. Yeah. And then all this thing, like, this mindset transformation and being vocal and being executive presence and everything gets noticed by people, your boss, and then upper management also. And it becomes a lot easier, to reach out to those top bosses. Not only your boss, but boss's boss, and even higher than that, because those people are actually they are in charge of developing talent. They are looking for the star player. They want people to come to them with that confidence and courage and openness to take on big responsibilities. And then having this executive presence and confidence makes a huge difference when you reach out to them. So you have experienced that. All of you have experienced it. So how was it for you, and how would you inspire other women to just go talk to your skip levels? They want you to listen to you.
Sure, I can
Yes.
I can start.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anshu.
Okay. Thank you, Satya, for
Mhm.
letting me start.
Mhm.
Yes. So, what I would say is, when we say we are accessing our inner leader, and we want our strength, but we should not forget about our weaknesses too. So, it inner leader highlights that also, and we are now open and ready to accept the feedback.
Mhm.
So now when I know that I have my weaknesses and I'm ready to work on those, and
Mhm.
so I'll be open, and what will happen is I'll be eager to learn, and uh, I'll start building empathy towards other. Everyone is like me, everyone is here to learn. As Satya was saying about the group calls, like we see there a range of people, not only managers or individual contributor, everyone is there from every field, and we see that everyone is struggling in different areas. So everyone is like us. When we build that empathy, what happens is that competition sense decreases. Now there won't be any unnecessary friction, right? And in this program I learned one phrase that I always remember, like, world is full of opportunities and there is plenty for everyone. So when you think about that, then every competition, everything calms down, and you start working towards collaborating with each other. You want to genuinely help each other, and you, instead of focusing on what you want, you start focusing on how can I help others, how can I help my manager, and you start collaborating. So
Yeah.
in that way you start getting more responsibilities, because you see some issue, you point that out, and when manager is asking who is going to take that, you feel responsible for that, and you take that responsibility,
Mhm.
and it helps up, it helps in aligning to that thing.
Right.
That's
So
all.
yeah, it's when you go with that attitude of how can I help you, it's impossible for anybody to say I don't want to talk with you, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's a VP, CEO, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's
That's
an
great,
individual.
Anshu.
So,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And also the one-on-one calls have really helped me in, explaining my situation better. Like I said, everybody has this unique personality and situations, right? So
Yeah.
when I had these one-on-one calls with Allison, I used to explain exactly what is the situation of my case, right? So then she'll do a minor tweak of words or sentences, that'll have bigger impact and better impact than what I if I would have said in my way. So that has really helped me. Little change in words and to project it properly. And
Mm-hmm.
she also showed, the language of how you change the words so you exhibit your partnership skills. Not like you are not being a good partner, but especially working with other teams. When you're working with different team, and when you have the higher leadership team, when you exhibit that you're partnering with them, they see you as a leader. And
Yeah.
also, most of the majority of the times companies goal is either to want to save money, save time, or create business. And this is something that Allison has told me. I'm sure I've read so many books, but I didn't know how to apply it in my career, right? So
Yeah.
she said these are the three things company will look for. If you
Mm-hmm.
can quantify your work and project that will give you immense visibility to your upper management. So I
Mm-hmm.
started quantifying it. So everything, it could be at the end result should be time, money, or creating business.
Mm-hmm.
And any task I take, I always think, why does it matter, and who does it help, and what makes it success for the company. When I take these three things, not only in my job, I do this for my life. Who does it help, why does it matter to me? When I do this analysis, it's so
Mm-hmm.
easy to say, okay, I'll do a value added work, and I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
just do some normal work that somebody else could do. So when you
Mm-hmm.
create that visibility, and you're helping your manager do a better job.
Mm-hmm.
You are putting in his shoes to do a better, for him to do a better job.
Right.
Then he trusts you completely, he trusts
Mm-hmm.
you, and he has no problem for us when we reach our upper management.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened in my case. So when we create that trust and genuine transparency, it is, they don't feel bad about, the managers don't feel bad even, and they put you in front of the upper management. That is the biggest thing. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and also identifying, your colleagues and your peers, and identifying the good in them and acknowledging the things that they are doing, it creates that collaborative culture in the
Yeah.
team. And
Right.
I've noticed that, I think you have mentioned about this several times. The goal of the organization is to create leaders.
Yeah.
If we start exhibiting those leaders, that skills, they'll identify you as a good leader.
Yeah.
Their goal is to create good leaders to run their organization, right?
Right.
So you
Yeah.
have to exhibit those skills, the collaborator skills or the assertiveness and things like
Mhm.
that. Something that I really have to learn through this program, because
Right.
assertiveness is not my thing. But I
Mhm.
understood that if you have to become a leader, if you want to get things done, you have to
Mhm.
be assertive. So some of
Yeah.
these things that I've definitely learned through all
Right.
your coaching. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the important part you said. It's about implementing in you. There are so many books and things available, but implementing that in your life, in your situation, it's a tricky part, and that has to be worked really diligently. For
Yeah.
example, reaching out to this skip level of big bosses, you just can't go and talk to them. Oh, I want your time. You need to prepare. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna present for 5 minutes? How are you gonna
Exactly.
follow up?
You have helped
And
me so much in drafting what I exactly say or what do I
Mhm.
send it in an email. That has really helped me to say, yes, you can meet
Yeah.
me. To getting that yes answer is amazing, right?
Right.
And you can't go wrong with, when somebody's coaching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were so open with practicing, let's try it. And we did something reflection, do it again, do it again.
Exactly.
We did several times.
We did a
You're
lot of
open for
practice.
that.
Yeah.
And
And
it
I
it
really thank you for that, because you have
yeah.
spent enough time doing that practice to get that confidence in me to just
Mhm.
talk it like a second nature for me.
Yeah. Then if you have done 3, 4 times, then it's just fourth time then. There's nothing
Exactly.
new.
That's so
That's
true.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember discussing the same in the group call that Satya, I don't feel you are really made your mind yet. So you need that thing first.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like a lot of inhibitions like that we come across is because of the way sometimes either we are perceived in our roles in the organization, or we're just
Mhm.
too busy with our lives and we don't have enough time for personal development. That's what I thought. And so just being on the program, finding that time for ourselves, like mindfully practicing some of the tools and techniques, working with Allison on these conversations, just like Satya mentioned, that just simulating those conversations, changing a few words, making sure we're partnering in the conversations with people. It was a huge mindset shift with the way we perceive things. We sometimes we used to approach a situation probably with a negative mindset, knowing that I probably will not have my way in this. What is the point in bringing this up? Why should I even talk about it or have an opinion? But it's not that. That huge mind shift in perspective that helps a lot. That just go with an open mind, talk about it. It's okay. People will agree, will not agree with you. We did the personality exercises, right? So we know
Mhm.
there are different kinds of
Yeah.
personalities in an organization or even in our lives everywhere. So just having that little tool too, how do we work with a red personality or a yellow personality? I was green. So for me, it was like, it was good to know, like, that is why I used to be so upset. And this, my day used to be like gone if I spoke to a red personality. But now I have a tool. I know
Mhm.
what to expect from them. So it doesn't
Yeah.
bring me down.
Yeah.
Those things like really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
That was a really good exercise, actually, to learn.
Mhm.
And for with every relationship, your
Mhm.
kids, your son, your husband, everything. I know,
Yeah.
especially women. We being women, we wear multiple hats, like maintaining the relationship in the family with your in-laws, with your parents, with your sisters. Whole thing, whole package we come up with. And it's very important to learn these things. And whatever I've learned in this, I've applied in my family life too. And I've seen tremendous change in there too. So I'm really
Yeah.
happy about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the priceless thing. We can get promotion. You got all this promotion, raises, all of you. That is great, but that has quantifiable thing. But what you said, Satya, that you could use it for your family life is priceless.
Exactly.
So, and Priyanka, also you also, right, with this whole accessing leader, you put that priority, giving time with your daughter and
Yeah.
spending much more time in the evening with her. It opened up a lot of things for her.
Yeah, I found so much more time to spend with her, like found that
Hmm.
beyond my like work and office, and I could still enjoy little moments. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
a whole, and children themselves don't have that much of attention span. So it's just being able to give that much attention to them, just helping them with little things, having a
Hmm.
little conversation. It goes a long way because then when they grow up, they
Hmm.
know that they also need to be involved with us in conversations. If we don't pay attention to them now, it doesn't work later on.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and just being able to even like going out, just or painting or just reading a book, things like that. That variety that I was able to bring into my
Hmm.
routine, that helped a lot. That gave me so much more energy to
Hmm.
work throughout the day. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's kind of a misconception, right? So women are busy already, and many women think, oh, if I, become ambitious, if I take on more responsibilities, my stress will increase. All of you are taking a bigger responsibility, and then actually life is becoming better.
yeah,
Isn't it
Learning how
interesting?
to manage life. We're learning how to manage life, and especially the course. Also, initially, I was thinking, oh my God, another 8 weeks. I have to, commit to it, right?
Commit to it.
When you are doing something, you have to commit to it. So I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, how do I do this in my life? So I got these iPods, for my Christmas gift. So I said, okay, I'm gonna use this iPods when I cook. I listen to the audios, and it's
Like,
the
yeah.
audio programs are so good. So
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to learn at your own pace when you are cooking. You can listen to your audios, and you can replay how many ever times you want.
Yeah. Because every time you hear something different, a new insight comes up.
Exactly, and that
It's-
has been very helpful too. The tools that we have, several tools we have, the audios, the videos,
Mhm.
so many things.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
All the
And
recorded group calls.
Exactly.
And like uh, as we were talking about that, I we start taking more responsibilities, more opportunities. When I started, I was not even clear with what is ownership. I thought that I will have to do everything, and because of that I was shying away from taking ownership and
Mhm.
responsibilities. And then Ellison helped me there a lot. Like, she gave me one example that I still remember. She compared that ownership with the jacket. The jacket has different part, they have different role to play, and everyone has to do their task, and then combinedly it becomes the ownership of the jacket to provide
Mm.
you with
Okay.
saving from the code. So yeah,
Beautiful.
I always remember that, and that helps me when I have to take some new responsibility. I realize that I don't have to do everything. I
Hmm.
have to do my part and bring everyone together to come to make this thing achievable.
It's amazing analogy.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So
Thanks
the
for
bottom
sharing.
line is, as you start, in this path of transformation, actually, not only your career progresses, but you can reduce the stress from life too. Isn't that something that it's hard to understand, or it is sometimes it impossible to comprehend, because normal thought process is like, if I grow in a corporate world, then stress will increase, but it can be opposite too. So which is, and in the being women, it's much more exemplified, it much more puts the point, because for men it's they don't, we men do take responsibilities, but not still not to all, naturally doesn't come to men, and that's the thing. And that's another thing I would like your thoughts on the investment part of it, right? As Priyanka, as you alluded, in generally, it's like men are, they are easy to think, oh, I need to invest myself. They will do MBA, they will spend time on this, or money on all the courses and webinar. I've been talking to many women and many men and one-on-one. So women tend to not invest in themselves. They say that, I will take a little back seat in this thing, or and many of them never ever invest a dime on themselves. Men tend to spend like 150,000 on MBA, but in my class, out of 60, there were like maybe 7, 8 women. So what do you have to say about investing in yourself? How would you encourage women to, spend money on themselves? How important is that?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
Ravi.
would think. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Satya, go ahead. Go ahead. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, I would. Thank you. I would think it is very, very important to invest in yourself. You are the decision. You are the decision maker. You are the mom of the house. You are the. You are setting an example to your family, right?
Hmm.
We are very important as equally as your, spouse. So
Hmm.
sometimes we think, okay, The reason why a lot of people fear is I may not be able to commit. Am I spending the right amount? Maybe I'll take the course, but if I don't commit, what happens? But then having that leap of faith and jumping into it and taking that action, especially for women nowadays, there's so much opportunities. We are in the right timing, especially with what's going on in the world. With diversity, inclusion, and all these, companies are paying a lot of money to hire women, and we should take this as an opportunity to empower ourselves and to put ourselves in that position, so that you are identify. I mean, people can recognize you as a leader. It's a matter of couple of here and there vacations. You're rather having a good career for yourself. You're setting
Hmm.
the right example to your family. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel it's important to invest in yourself and have that faith. Just jump
Yeah,
in.
jump in. And you said it we brought this point. Thank you for that. That diversity and inclusion. This is the time for women to shine,
Yeah.
and for the right reason. Companies they're always up for the profit, and there are reasons. Women tend to have naturally stronger in empathy or emotion, detecting emotion. Men tend to not detect emotion that easily. We need to improve that skills, and there is a collaborative spirit. There is a social aspect of it. Human element is it's enough. That's a feminine quality. Every men also have it, but in women it's in abundance, and that is definitely companies are recognizing it. And on the top of it, in technology field, there is always a big push or big initiative, and there are very few women in technology. So if you show up as a leader, put yourself, oh, okay, I found one. So it will be a lot easier. So for that, if you have to invest in yourself, spend that money or time or energy. And it's not just money. Money could be there, but as Satya said, that it's not just about investing money, but that fear that will I be able to give time? But that time is going to translate into like 100 hours or 1,000 hours of free time later in your life. So that's going to help in many ways.
And a huge reason why women are being considered as like leaders, like good leaders nowadays is the huge USP here is the emotional quotient that
Mm-hmm.
women have. They
Yeah.
approach everything with that at a level that men don't. Usually they're too
Mm-hmm.
practical or they're maybe not practical, things like that. But women approach it in such a way that people feel more, they're more approachable with
Mm-hmm.
things. So there definitely is that recognition that women are good leaders, even if it's in the IT and all other professions, they are being considered. And there are a lot of companies who are promoting that, like they need
Yeah.
good women leadership. So that's
Right.
really
So
nice.
it's not just because of women, it's just because there are certain things that it's in a stronger way.
Exactly.
Presence. I'll give my example, in my when son came once, many times when he comes from school. Also, if nothing happened, my wife will say, no, something happened. I can read it on his face. Like, I don't see anything. And it would have been something happened in that day. So
That's
that's
so
the
true. We
innate
can read it
quality,
very well.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
we can easily do that with our families. So we have to apply that same thing in our workplace.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah. And then
uh,
that's where
yeah,
that
go ahead.
masculine part comes in, that being that strong leader, like acting leader, and then being assertive, and then being vocal. That those are the masculine qualities. Those you apply, and then you become, unstoppable. which you, three of you are now, which is beautiful.
And
Yeah.
like we were saying that uh, if we give proper time, or what we want to do in office, we are doing that properly, we are able to spend time with our kids all as well. And that is because we all have different personality inside us. Somewhere we want to be visible, we want to do things, and we are restricting ourselves, thinking that we don't have time, and we cannot commit to that. Because of that, what is happening, still we are not free from our mind, and we are not able to spend time with our kids that happily, that freely. So when we shift that, we automatically are fully present with our kids and enjoy our life more better.
Yeah. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for the company, for your bosses, for you, and
And
of
having
course.
a little time for ourselves is also investing in ourselves. It goes a long way, because at the end of the day, after we come back from work, or even if you're working from home now, we're done with our work, we immediately go to the kitchen, and then we are preparing for dinner and things like that. We also need to rewind. So
Mhm.
every day, just a little bit of time to ourselves, whether we want to study something, or if it's just being able to have a hobby, or just watch TV. Ravi, I told you, I love watching
Mhm.
TV. So even at the end of the day, if I get to watch a few minutes
Yeah,
of TV, I love that. That's
yeah,
investing.
yeah,
I
right.
just want
Yeah.
to, yeah, wind down. That's it.
Wind down
So,
thing.
yeah.
Wonderful. Wow, that lot of
Yeah.
inspirational thoughts. So what's the final advice you would have for people who are watching this video?
I would say just with a leap of faith, take action, just, enroll in this program. Change your mindset. That's the big thing you would get in this program. Changing your mindset, and then getting that personalized coaching, and you will become bold, you will become stronger, you will become more courageous and confident to
Yeah.
achieve whatever career goals you have for yourself. And your career goals is what makes your family better, right? You have a good lifestyle. So
Right.
yeah, just go for it.
Go for it. Oh.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I would
Anshu, and then I'll go.
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Priyanka. So I would say start looking and searching inside yourself, and you would need help, so you should join this program. Here you will first get help through one-on-one coaching. Definitely initially you would be very restricted, because you will think you won't be open to speak up everywhere. So when you do one-on-one coaching, you are free to talk about anything, and your problems will be solved slowly. When you join the group calls, you will find and you will see that, oh, I can see mindset shift in this person and that person, and I can easily relate to the problem. You will even start answering the question when someone is asking that question.
No.
What Ravi is going to answer, that you would already be knowing that. So you will really enjoy that. There are a lot of tools and technique that you can utilize, and definitely invest in yourself. If you do that, if you are happy, then only you can keep your home, your life happy.
Nice. Thank you. That's a good inspiration.
Yeah, I'm going to steal the same tagline from
Mhm.
Anshu here, that invest in yourself. Think about investing in yourself. And when we think about that, when we're approaching the program, it's best to understand what do you need from this program? What are you wanting to achieve? So with that, go into the program, think about how you want to navigate the different tools and techniques, with your one-on-one coaching with both you and Allison and Lisa. So that helps you be more focused on what you're trying to get from the program, and give it 100%. You may come out happy of this, you may not, but I'm positive that you will come out happier from this. Like, I'm seeing my fellow panel people here, that y'all represent that too, that it's been so helpful. Every single tool and technique we've talked about, we share all the like all the opinions we share in common, that how much they've helped us in all along. So it's definitely a positive thing to give your 100% and just be part of the program, and
Mhm.
you'll come out successful for sure on the other side.
So inspiring. Okay, so for everybody who's listening to this, you can take all this information and stay as you are if you like, thinking about big thing in life and bringing that potential and then stressed out and all those things, or just take a simple action. Take a simple one step that our Priyanka took, that Satya took, that Anshu took, was simple step and doesn't cost anything to you. And that simple step is to register for our seminar, which is 5 steps our IT clients are using to get promotion and raises and reach director and VP level. Just click this register button. I have posted a link below this video. So just post it, and it's about 45 minutes of a webinar. And in that 45 minutes webinar, it will definitely make big shifts in your thought process. And if you watch the entire webinar, you will get an opportunity to book the call with us. And you will come to know much more about how you can create that big career for yourself without sacrificing anything, or in fact, enriching your life and bringing that stress-free life for you. So go ahead, click that button right now and watch that webinar. And if you already watched this webinar, this is something you can take even further step on that, and which is simply, just go to this website, theleaderinsideyou.com/apply, and just go ahead and book a call. And it's a free call. When you pick a time that is convenient for you, and either me or one of my coaches will be on a phone call, and we will talk for 45 minutes. That's what we did with Satya, Priyanka, and Anshu, that we talked very first time and try to understand first what is the problem they're facing, what are the roadblocks and thoughts, and then career. And then we talked about what is not working, where they want to go, what are their career goals were. And based on that conversation, we gave them the personalized strategy, and then they invested in this program and see the phenomenal difference or results they got. And we didn't even talk about all the promotions and raises they got. That is there, but other than that, these are so many amazing what do you call it, priceless thing that they got it, and they will keep getting it. This transformation happened once and will keep happening. So take that step, either watch this webinar, watch the webinar that I talked about, or just simply go ahead and book the call with us. And then we will talk, and we will see how we can create your own success story too. So the address is simple, theleaderinsideyou.com/apply. And I hope I get to talk to you soon. So going back to Priyanka, Satya, and Anshu, thank you so much for taking time especially from you have kids and family and everything. They're they're sleeping and all those things. It's a late night, and then you took that time for this to, inspire other women, and that's what we are here to inspire each other and inspire each other and take everybody to the next level. So thanks again, and
Thank you for having us here. Thank you.
And
yeah,
thank you, Ravi, for providing this opportunity.
sure. And hopefully soon, year or so, you will have another Facebook Live for each of you reaching to director VP levels, and we'll talk more how that happened. Will be inspiring.
Thank
Thanks
you.
Thank
again.
you. Have a good night.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Bye.
See you.